Today is week 3. I'll be 4 weeks out on Thursday. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what happened at my doctor's visit today. So yesterday while I was at work, they called me a few times. I originally had an appointment scheduled at 3:30 today. And they called me and they were like, hey, we want to see if you can come in earlier. I get it how things are sometimes where we have to reschedule appointments, sometimes even at my job. So I was trying to be as flexible as possible, but I did have other things scheduled today. So I tried as hard as possible to get there as early as possible. That way the doctor could see me because he had a surgery come up. So I get there and I'm in the waiting room for a while. There's a lot of people, more people than I've ever seen there before. Apparently he did get backed up on his surgery, so he saw me as soon as he could, and everything was fine, but I did feel a little bit like he was going to be rushed, and I was just like really upfront with him, and I was like, hey, I get that you're probably in a hurry, but I did have a few questions. So he was like, no worries, I'm going to take my time with you. So one thing I brought up is that I'm finally off of the antibiotic from the last time that I updated you guys, I was still taking it. I stopped the antibiotic after the last dose. I did take the whole thing. And right away it started getting a lot better. Again, I was covering it up with pads and just putting Neosporin every morning when I woke up and every night after I showered before bed. So twice a day, and then it got a lot better. I asked him about that. Should I keep covering it up or can I stop covering it up? He told me to stop starting today. So while I was there, I threw the pads away and I just didn't put them back on. That way it could just start healing and closing up. Most of my incision's pretty done. I guess it's still open on some areas where it still has like a little scab, but other than that, it's pretty scar. Like it's becoming a scar. Another thing that I asked him is I have a wedding coming up on Friday, so I wanted to know if I could wear heels. Again, I will be 4 weeks out on Thursday. So I wanted to see if I could wear heels, and he was just like, yeah, why wouldn't you be able to? I don't know. I didn't know. So he said yes. I mean, I could wear heels. I asked him, I told him I was just going to wear flats, and maybe for pictures I was going to wear heels because it is my cousin's wedding, and he was like, no, you can wear heels the whole time. I'm still going to be cautious and take flats with me, but he didn't seem concerned, so that put me at ease a lot more, that, like I could wear heels. Another thing that I asked him was about the swelling. So recently, I think the last couple of days, I've gotten a lot more swelling, and I noticed that it was because my faja was kind of fitting me out big already. I don't know if you guys just remember that I did have another faja ordered from Amazon, and I hadn't been able to fit it into it because it was just so tight. I couldn't even pull it up my hips. It wouldn't get past my hips. So today in the morning I tried it on, and it actually fit. I was able to put it on. I took it with me to the doctor's appointment just to show him what I was wearing and if it was okay to wear something tighter, because I did notice that I was getting more swelling, and every time I was getting, so my job consists of sitting down and standing up, sitting down and standing up often. So every time I would stand up, I would kind of have to do this and like hold my stomach, and then it would take a while for me to just kind of be standing straight again. Then I would get to where I needed to be. I would sit again, wait, sit down for a little while, a good 5 minutes, and then I would have to do it all over again. So that was kind of, I'm at work and doing that. It's just, I don't know. I didn't like to do that. It was in front of patients. It was, certain patients did notice and just kind of looked at me like, what is she doing? But, I wanted to see if I could wear something smaller to compress a little bit more and just to put more support. Today, when I put it on, like I can literally stand up and I don't need to do this. I don't need to press on my stomach to feel more support. I literally can stand up and sit down like nothing. And that's because I have more support. So he was like, yeah, definitely, if a smaller size fits, wear it, and you feel better, wear it. Another thing that I was noticing is that the stitches from the muscle repair, I was feeling them a lot more. I was feeling that soreness a lot more there. And again, it was because I wasn't compressing as much as I needed to, I guess. I didn't have that support there. So he did say, you know, like if you want to wear that tighter garment, you can. But he actually told me on week 6, which is 2 weeks from now, you can totally start weaning yourself off of the garment. He said to start slowly. Don't just stop wearing it from one day to another. He said to just wear it all day at work, and then once I got home, maybe shower and see how I feel once I'm kind of like just hanging out and not doing housework. He's like, or maybe just to bed, just take it off to go to sleep. So just kind of wean yourself off. So I do plan on doing that. But for the most part, I think I'm gonna wear it during the day, probably even longer than 6 weeks. We'll see how I am feeling then. So I had, so the last time that I went, I don't know if you guys remember that I said that I had a stitch popping out, and they actually trimmed the stitch. Well, recently I noticed that more swelling has gone down. When it does go down, I noticed that that same stitch is kind of sticking out a little bit more. So they trimmed it again. When she trimmed it, it did bleed a little bit, so they did put a bandage on it. So you're gonna see that here in just a little bit, because I do want to show you how I'm looking right now. Another thing is because my garment was so this one's a small that I'm wearing. It's so tight. The nurse, when I say she, the nurse did kind of point that out. Like, it's so tight that it's kind of like in the middle. This one closes in the middle, so it was kind of like wrinkling my skin a little bit. And she pointed that out to him, and he was like, okay, give her some lipo, gosh, what is it called? Lipo foam. I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'm still wearing it. I haven't taken anything off since my appointment, so you'll see everything that's on there. It's called lipo foam, and she said it was just to keep my skin straight, like smooth from the wrinkles of the garment and stuff where it folds, because she said those can turn into scars. So she said it was still good, but just to kind of prevent that. What else did I ask? I know I asked a few things. Slowly go back into my normal routines. He doesn't want me working out my abs right now, but which I wasn't planning on, but he did kind of mention that. He was like, I do want you to start walking though. I want you to, become a little bit more active. Definitely take, walks in the evening if you can. Become a little bit just more, pumping your blood a little bit more. And then, after the 6 weeks, you can start trying to jog a little bit, and then just see how you feel, and, just kind of play it by ear. Don't be dumb and do something that you don't feel comfortable doing. Another thing I did ask is that, one, I am a super clean freak, and these past 3.5 weeks have been horrible for me because my mom's been taking care of me, and she's been taking care of the house, but she is not a clean freak. If there's mess, if there's, toys and stuff that's out of place, it doesn't bother her. And I don't like to be bossy. I don't like to tell people, to pick up. I do tell the kids, pick up as much as you can. But I just noticed the house get dirtier and dirtier, dustier and dustier. And I did ask, like, when can I start cleaning? They're like, you can start cleaning, and sweeping, mopping and stuff like that. Now, if you feel comfortable, just expect the first time that you do it, expect for you to be sore and a little bit more swollen the next day or even that night. So as soon as I got home, I started cleaning, and my mom saw me. She's like, what are you doing? You can't do that. I was like, oh, I actually asked my doctor, and she was just like, okay. So she let me do, so what I did do was I vacuumed, and I vacuumed the whole house. I picked up a lot. Stuff that was just like out of place, but for the most part, she did the harder parts. I still haven't washed dishes. She doesn't let me wash dishes. And she says she'll feel more comfortable once I'm a little bit more healed, but she cleaned the restroom. She did most of that stuff, so I'm really, really thankful for that. But I think I can start getting into, I feel good. I just finished cleaning a lot and I still feel good. I did notice maybe I'm getting a little bit tighter, so maybe that's just some swelling. I mean, you know what, guys, like swelling is a part of the healing process. So if you're swelling and you're just kind of miserable, just remember that it's just your body trying to heal itself. So don't, you know, don't be bummed out. I know a lot of nights I look at myself and I'm like, I'm so swollen, this sucks, you know. But that's your body working. It's your body telling you, hey, I'm trying to heal whatever trauma that's, you know, that happened. So I just try to think positive and think those things. You definitely have to be in a really, really good state of mind if you're planning on doing this. Just make sure you're healthy, because a lot of things do kind of bum you out, and you know, when things aren't looking the way you think they should be looking. That's why I think that's why I try to be so open on this channel and just show you guys the, you know, the bad parts too, because there are things that like I see and I'm like, wow, I did not think all of this went into a tummy tuck. I mean, recovery. I didn't think that I was gonna feel like this, or, you know, look at myself and not be happy yet. I mean, I'm only 3.5 weeks out, and it's not that I'm like a tough critic, but I do look at myself and I'm like, well, this doesn't look good today, or, you know, my incision, I just wish it was healing the same as it's healing on one side. And it's just little things like that. I just have to talk to myself and just be like, hey, you know, just be happy with what you have, and be happy that you know, I'm healthy and I'm doing good and I'm recovering pretty well. So so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now I'm gonna show you what everything looks like and tell you what my doctor said about it. So this little thing here. So one thing, you guys, that I want to point out is that I never used to like wearing rompers, because I always felt like I was so boxy. Like every time I wore a romper, I looked like a box. But let me take this off and let me show you what there's so many strings here. Give me a second. Okay, so okay, so this is the garment that I'm wearing. I'm not going to pull it all the way down because I'm not wearing anything over it. Let me try to see if it'll cover. Okay, it's pretty covered, unless it's not. Okay, so I think I'm good. So this is what this garment looks like. I'm trying to pull it down because I was wearing shorts, and the garment was going past my shorts. So you can see here how it's like super tight. So it's creating this crease here. That's why she wanted to give me the ab foam, or the lipo foam, so it could not, you know, leave these creases here. Guys, I'm so out of breath, sorry. So this ab foam does make everything a lot tighter. Trying to keep it on there. So this is what the ab foam looks like. Whew, I feel like I can breathe again. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna buy some more of this, because it does, you see how smooth it is in these areas, and like not so much anywhere else here. I did ask him about the ab board, the ab boards that I have. I'll get them here in just a bit, but let me just kind of tell you what he said. So first of all, he was like, okay, your waist is totally, you know, tiny. That's exactly what I wanted it to look like. My belly button, sorry, my belly button right now looks a little weird because of I guess the way the garment was sitting and squishing it. And then again, I have that Band-Aid right here that she put from where she trimmed sorry guys, I'm so out of breath. From where she trimmed the stitch. So that's what that is. She did say that I can start, so after 6 weeks, I can start putting on scar cream. She said the only FDA approved scar cream was silicone. She said that that's the only thing that I can really put on it. She's just told me that twice a day, I think, they have, they actually sell one there in the clinic, which she was going to give me. Again, clinic today was crazy, so she walked me out. I ended up forgetting, she ended up forgetting that she was going to give me a bottle. But I work not too far from there, so as soon as I left, I called and I was like, hey, I didn't get the cream. They're like, okay, come by whenever you can, and we'll give it to you. So she said after 6 weeks anyway, so I'm 4 weeks, I'm 3.5 weeks out, so I don't need it just yet. This is what my scar is looking like. Again, this was the scary side because it was swollen, and we're thinking it was infected. The doctor did mention today he really didn't, think it was infected. He just wanted to be extra cautious and tell me to get the antibiotics. So I'm glad that we all played it safe and everything's okay. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. It's still a little bit more raised on this side. I'll grab the phone here. Still a little bit more raised on this side. The middle. Let's see if I can take this off without hurting myself. So the middle there, I did have a little bit of blood on it because I think either she cut too close to my skin or I don't know, but the middle here does seem like it just has like a, I don't know, it's bigger there. It's just a little bit more raised. And then on this side, again, it's pretty thin. It starts over here, see how it's fading already. And then just gets a little bit, more noticeable here. But yeah, that's what I look like. I don't know what else to say other than I'm happy. I mean, I'm really happy. I just, I'm happy about my waist. I didn't have that before. And okay, so one thing that I did mention to him was that, I just keep on saying how I'm worried about this area. This area, let me pull it up a little bit so I can turn to the side. So this area, okay, so yesterday I was being kind of crazy, and I should have told my husband to take pictures of me, but I was trying on some clothes that I have. So I was trying on some dresses that I have, and just seeing what fits and how it fits. And a lot of the clothes that I tried on fits so much better. Like, my clothes still fits, but it just fits so much better. I'm not struggling putting it on. I'm not uncomfortable. I can breathe. I used to be a size 8 or a size, sometimes I could even squeeze myself into a size 6. But, so I went kind of, I was looking for a dress for my cousin's wedding this weekend, and I actually fit into a size 4, which was crazy. And it's not tight or anything. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I was reading a text. So the only thing that I did notice is that this little part right here, it just kind of sticks out a little bit more. I still have a little bit of loose skin here. This is like one of the only parts where I still have a lot of stretch marks on here. And one thing he said, he was like, okay, first, this is not your end result. Be patient, it's gonna get better. And 2, let me tell you why it looks like that. So basically, he had already kind of told me this before, but the way he explained it just made me feel so much better. So what he did was take all of this in. He said he had 3 choices. He can either pull all of my skin down and leave 0 stretch marks, leave me looking like, like brand new. I wasn't gonna have any stretch marks, but I was going to look boxy and I wasn't going to be as good of a shape as I have now. The second option was give me a good shape, get rid of all my stretch marks, but I was going to have an incision here and an incision here. He's like, I could have definitely done that and gotten rid of all your stretch marks, gave you a really good figure, but you weren't going to be able to wear bathing suits. Or my third option was go in on the, you know, give you as much curve as I could, shape your body as best as I could, and you know, kind of conserve as much skin as possible. That way, you know, I could still, you know, pull it down and just give you this scar without having to do the other option where he would take all of my all of the stretch marks, all of the loose skin. And it was just like, when he put it that way, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to be happy with this because, sorry, this is so tight that, like, it's making me look like I have love handles. I totally don't. But I did have a lot of love handles here before. But anyways, I appreciated him just being honest with me and telling me, this is why you have this. This is why that's still there. Again, he always tells me, he always reassures me, you know, I am going to laser that away whenever you're a little bit further out, just because I know you're not happy with that loose skin. It's not going to be super, super tight, but it's definitely going to get better. So that makes me happy. I'm going to pull this back up, and you know what, I'm probably going to, okay, I'm going to pull it up in the video here in just a second because I do have to do a couple of things here in a little bit, but I just wanted to post this. Let me sit down. So yeah, I really appreciated his honesty and him telling me exactly what his thought process was during my surgery. I really appreciate him just kind of keeping my, I guess, my wishes in mind. And you know, my biggest thing was I want to be able to wear a bathing suit without having all this loose skin. So he kept that in mind, and he also kept in mind that I did want a good shape. So having those stretch marks there, I mean, I'm gonna have to just let it not bother me. I don't care. I feel a lot more confident about myself, and again, I'm not even 4 weeks out yet. So I'm gonna try to keep posting here weekly, definitely, if I can, maybe a little bit more if anything comes up or anything like that. I don't see him again until October, so 4 months from the day of my surgery. So I see him again October 15th. And he was so excited about my results. He's like, I am definitely going to put you on my website. I'm just so happy with how everything turned out. Made me sign a consent for my picture being taken. And that's pretty much it. That's all that happened. I finally got a picture with him. Because I told him, I was like, I never got a picture with you. I was never able to take a picture with you. So he was like, totally, we can totally take a picture right now, even though he was in a rush. So he's such a, you know, he was just being so good. He had patients waiting, and, you know, and he still took his time with me. So I get the way, you know, like it happens. Sometimes you get backed up with your patients, but he was not, you know, rude or anything at all with me. So I really appreciated that from him. I think that's it for today. I think that's all I wanted to cover. I don't think I'm leaving anything out, but if I do think of anything, I will post again. I just noticed how long this video is already, so I am going to stop it now. But I will post pictures of how I look in my dress, definitely after the weekend, and let y'all know how I'm doing. All right, you guys, it was good catching up with you. I'm looking forward to chatting with you and seeing what you guys think, or if you have any questions. Till next time, bye.